Oh, the sound that you hear when the action's about to begin. Psh, the air going out of the tyres. Good morning, people. We're about to hit up the tracks and try and find some action for you. So sit tight. Driving out of camp, hanging a lefty. Still on a bit of blacktop at the moment, but it's been quite a few years since we've been up here. So testing the memory. Small group. Luckily, we've only got 3 Prados and a Hilux, which is good. Something different. Alright, here's a track off to the side here, which we obviously have to take. So we followed up the main drag and we've come to here. So it's a lefty up here by the looks of it. We'll just head up this hill. It's got a nice little creek washout down the middle of it. Have to pick a line through here a little bit. I don't even know the name of this. What's the name of this track? Because people are going to want to know. Emery track. Emery track. Another wheel in the air a little bit. We're going to go up here, right side. Put the bloody locker on here. Front locker transforms the vehicle, really. Okay, we'll switch it back off again. What do we cross over to the left or over to the right? Audience, what do you think? Mitch let the tyres down to 20 psi, I'm told. Sure they're 20? Feels like they're 30, that's all. But you know, could be just the way the track is, you know. Bit of fun and games. Definitely a bit of action on this track. A bit rocky up here too. We can see plenty of marks where people have hit things and whatever. We want to keep it pointing up the hill, so we're going to go middle of the track and keep it straight, or go around to the right to the smoothest section, but then we end up sideways. No, I don't like the sound of that. I think I'd rather go over the rough stuff and keep it pointing straight up the hill. So, and we like a bit of rough stuff. We're not here to avoid it, so we're going to do that. I'm going to get some wheels up here and there. Might have to put the locker on again. Might not. So basically like a standard Prado just here at the moment with an LSD. No locker for the minute. Bit of wheel spin going on here or there. Definitely a rough track. Not for the faint-hearted. Looks like the Hilux is doing right. He's still coming up behind us. A couple of cars back. How's that to get the morning started?
Yeah, good start.
Beautiful.
Well, I'm wide awake.
Couple of cars back. There is a bit of a chicken track at the side there, but we didn't come for the chicken tracks, did we? Let's see if we can go up here without the front lock. I doubt it, but let's see. Alright, locker goes on. And just watch it transform the vehicle and just pull its way up there. Just crazy how it transforms a 120 Prado into a absolute beast of a vehicle. Lock her back off again. Bit of an easy section. We're just on a bit of a flat area here, so I thought I'd pop out for a minute, get a little bit of footage. Not too hard here, depending what line you take. There you go, a bit of a wheel in the air. So when we say not too bad, and it's still getting wheels in the air, happy days. One more to come up. Basically just headed straight up the ridge of the mountain, you know. A little bit of wheel, a little bit of traction control, happy days. Black wallaby sitting in the track having a drink out of the puddle. See ya, mate. So we've just turned left off Emery track onto Old Mill track. From memory, this one is where some more rough stuff starts. Let's see what happens other than driving over a few trees. I'm not recommending memory maps, but I just wanted to show you actually. I got this for free, is the only reason I've still got it. When we came up here, this was the first left off the main road, but you get to about here somewhere and it joins onto what looks like another road. So when you hit that, you turn left, but on my map it actually followed this line all the way. This goes just along the top of the ridge, as you can see. That was that first climb, the fun part, and then it was flat along there and we just turned left and down we go. By the looks of it, this looks a bit steep going down. So can you just say on the radio, mate, just say remember low range, first gear, take it slow and keep a reasonable distance. It's steep going down.
Low range, first gear, keep a distance, it's slow, it's steep going down.
Thanks, mate.
Range.
A little bit rough, not too bad.
A little bit rough, not too bad.
Oh, sorry, you don't have to repeat everything I say. Oh, one of my rear springs is still squeaking. Squeaky squeak. Anyway, we're just going down this. It's pretty steep. It's not as rough as it is steep. We'll just keep cruising down, let you know if there's any action. So down here, there's a couple of options. It's a real mess. There's a heap of logs down and whatever. You can go up over that hill there, or you can go in between these two logs. It's real tight. So we're going to go for in between the logs at the moment. I have to back up to straighten it up. See if I hit them or scrape them or anything. I'll just go close as I can at this side. Side steps about. Yeah, pretty tight. I'm just going close as I can on this side, and if I touch the other side, then we know we can't fit. Yep. It gets tighter as you get to this end. Stick your head out, Mitch. Tell me how close we are at that side. I've got an inch or two on the log at this side. I'll video some of the other guys coming through if they come this way. And the other option is you can't see it. I'll grab a bit of video when I come back, but there's another bit of a rougher section. But we're down in the creek now, so now we've got to get up out of the creek. So, with a bit of sun in the eyes. That's what that front lock is for again. Make things easier.
Some people don't have lockers.
Some people don't, that's right. But they've got traction, every other vehicle's got traction control. Okay, so when a wheel spins...
Do we have traction control?
We don't have traction control on this car. This is actually what I believe to be a better four-wheel drive system. It's got an LSD with a live axle, plenty of flex in the rear, and a locker in the front. Lockers is the best option, and the traction is instantaneous. Well, if you put it on before you Anyway, let's get down there and video the other guys coming through. Walking back down from where we came through. That's obviously where the track's blocked. So this is where we just came up. It's a bit of a traditionally called a chicken track, but it's not for the chickens. It's the side track more than a chicken track. The side track. There's no issue coming through here. Just showing you the track. We're still on whatever name of whatever track it was. Here the boys, mate, barefoot job, checking it out. So that was that little bit of wheel spin we had just there without the locker on, and just put the locker on to make it easy. We could have backed up and taken a different line. So options down here. Got the straight down into the creek option. And this is the, we'll call this the train tracks because it's just a bit tight going through. Further back up the track there was some logs they put in the way. I mean, these didn't just fall here, so they've dumped them here to sort of kind of like close the track obviously, but there's no signs or anything, and obviously everyone's, you know, coming through other ways and all that. So anyway, we got the next sucker for punishment coming through. Everyone's heard that before, you know, it's all good. We're just mucking around, funny stuff, you know. Next sucker for punishment. He's going to take the high side by the looks of it, and the drop down over here, that'll be good. Just a bit of a steep drop down. Be able to tell by the look on his face how steep it really is. And I'm elevated, so yeah, you know, it's probably steeper than it looks. There you go, that's one way to get the oil level light to come on. Bull bar, no problem on the approach angle there. Hanging around to the right. Now we've got the Hilux coming through the train track, so one each way. Beautiful. We've got a bit of action over here. He's going up that bit over there. Yeah, straight up, no problem with a bit of traction control. Yeah, it looks like, have a look in your right mirror, just your tray a bit. You might back it up, just straighten it up a little bit if you start off a bit straighter so it doesn't hit the log. That's what I reckon. The Hilux, see? Don't turn too much, your tyre's about to hit the log, so straighten up, that's it, beautiful. So just go back, and once you clear it, then swing the back over, yeah. Yeah, the Hilux is a bit longer wheelbase and they don't follow quite as well. You got about 3 to 4 inches on your left side, you can go a little bit more to the left. That's your left, yeah, your left. A little bit more, no, the other way, turn the other way, yeah. That's it, you're right about the middle now, so if your tray clears, just follow that line. Now turn a little bit, as soon as your tray clears, you're getting about 2 inches from that log on your left. So it's soon to go right hand down, as long as your tray clears it first. There, he's sort of not quite straight. Gonna back it up, I think. No, maybe, no, might make it. Yeah, it might be coming around all right. It's a steel tray, it's nice and strong. Norweld, I think. We'll get over and have a closer look, eh? That's it, keep that distance and you're even both sides. A little bit tight with the Hilux there, tight squeeze. Yeah, nice tray, huh? He's doing it my way. Go close as you can. Straight up there, no problem. You go close as you can this side, it means you've got plenty of room that side. Alright, see? Heaps of room. Prados, mate, four-wheel drives. Mate, you got heaps of room on the other side. You can give yourself a little bit more room. Not that much. Yeah, it's pretty tight as you get towards the end. Go that way a bit. Yeah, your way a bit. That's it. Straighten it up. Beautiful. Here we go, back up this side here. No problem, mate, with a little bit of flex and a bit of traction control, and up we go. So we just followed along, and you know, there's a lot of trees down and whatever, little chicken side tracks, and now we're going down through a bit of creek. To be quite honest, I don't remember this. I know that I've been down here before because on one of our devices I've got a log there that shows that I've been up or down here before, one way or the other. But I don't know how long ago it was. Just going to check that again actually. I'll just stop here for a minute and just quickly have a look at that map. And I can tell you, absolutely, we've been along here, no problem, and it does join up. It's heading us up to a main road, but at the moment, we're driving up a creek. Right, so whatever the name of the track was, I don't know right now because it was meant to be Old Mill Track, but it looked like that is closed or we've turned off it at some stage because on the most detailed map on mud maps, it's got no detail. There's no track there, but we are definitely driving through a creek. Bit of a washout there on the left, obviously from the last rain. Always looks a bit, doesn't look as bad as what it is, but you know, we'll just pick the right line. We'll cruise up at no dramas and up out of the creek. Gently so we don't break anything is the way we drive. You know, you can go hard or go home attitude if you like. That'll often work, but also often you might break something and yeah, it might not end as happy as it could have been if you just took it easy. So we're just going to cruise along here. Any excitement, I'll let you know, back through the creek again. Alright, we're starting to go up a bit of a hill again. This is looking a little bit familiar. No, I'm just making that up actually. It doesn't look familiar at all. I don't know what's about to happen next, but it doesn't look too rough. To an intersection. Cross track continues that way, so that would say we're on Old Tiger Cat track, which rings a bell, and we've been on that before. It says no through road on that post there, which is obviously wrong because we just came through from there, but perhaps wasn't meant to be through road, so there you go. So we've got options here. We don't know which way we're going yet. We can continue straight, we can go uphill or downhill. Anyway, we'll have to make a decision, eh? Alright, we've got up the track a little bit. We hang a left, went up the hill and left again onto Cameron Track. And this is Cameron Hut. So we'll get out and have you a quick show you around the hut. I would call it more of a Cameron Hut camp area. Have a look at all this camp area here. If anyone's looking for a spot, the place is completely empty, so I'll quickly show you around. People even, you know, you can camp up the top here. You've got all this area down the bottom where you come in. Cameron Hut, just off the top of Cameron Track. I don't know the way in here other than the way we came that we just showed you. Anyway, we're just gonna get over there and have a bit of a look. And you might not need a bull bar, but you probably need KO2s once again. Different vehicles, same tyres, KO2s. Although these ones might be a bit big, but KO2 traction and reliability. On the Hilux, you might not need a bull bar, but KO2, standard size. Beautiful. Alright, we're just rolling out of Cameron's Hut Camp. I'm going to call it Cameron's Hut Camp. You can see there's the pit toilet straight in front of us, over there in the woods, and there's a track that goes down the hill and down we go. I'll let you know if there's any action. Alright, so we're still heading down Cameron Track. Comes to a bit of an intersection of a couple other tracks in the middle of nowhere. It's called Nowhere Creek, the area getting down towards there. But just thought we'd have a bit of a chit chat while we drop our way down this one, because it's been a really easy track. And this is probably, I'm not saying it's hard, and it would be for a lot of people, would have little mini panic things, like we're about to go off a bit of a rock step here on the right tyre. Bit of a creek, bit of a washout there. Pretty sure we just had some wheel in the air anyway. and then I just sort of went to the right to straddle that. Hard to see with the shading of the trees, I know. This one we're going to straddle it because it's quite a washout. We've got dry traction conditions so that we can make choices to do that. Quite a steep hill, a little bit rough. We're headed down and we're going to have a few options in a moment, so I'll try and remember to let you know which way we go. But the track in most part has been uneventful, just nice driving, steep coming down, and this is just a few little washouts and steps to pick your line over. Alright, so here we are, we're coming down to the intersection. I'm not even sure we've got an option, it might only go one way. It looks to me as though the main road goes to the left, looking at a map, and it says Spring Creek Road, so you could come up that way. Uphill says Cameron, so I guess we continue on Spring Creek Road, but I'm just going to look on another map because I believe it could be called, so we're going to go to the right here, we're going to come around, it could end up being called Dryden Track. We could go up Old King Tree Track, but we're going to go down Dryden and then make a right turn and go up what's called Crofts Track. Well, that's the plan. We're exploring the area, let's see. Right, so we come around a bend, just around a bend to the left from where we turned right, and on the right here we've got Old King Tree Track, and I'm pretty confident we won't be going up here, will we, Mitch? Now that is a dog's breakfast. I'm not saying we couldn't make it up there, but it's very steep, very loose. We've got less capable vehicles without lockers and stuff. That it would actually, for anyone that's looking for a hard track. Dylan, are you listening? Are you watching the videos, Dylan? And I'm sure there's other people. It's quite tempting actually. It's not looking that bad now that we've got to here, but I'm going to have a think about it and we'll decide whether we're going that way. No, we weren't doing Old King Tree anyway, we're going down Dryden, so that's right. So what we do is we back out of here and we just continue on. This was never the plan to go up this one, so this is on the radar for another day. Okay, maybe when we've got the Hilux in action. We're building the Hilux at the moment, we're about to get some tyres for it. I'm torn between mud tyres and all terrains, this sort of thing. So it's a decision that has to be made soon because we've got to get out. Alright, so we're coming up to the end of what I maintain I'm going to call Dryden Track. We're on, and here it says D-Lac Range Track. So yeah, black, yeah, black, it looks like a D. You can see the picture, but anyway, black range track. I'll let you know. Around to the right we go. Yeah, so that track, it was all fairly uneventful, normal driving, rated medium, easy medium. Yeah, obviously just straightforward driving. A couple of places where you got to pick your line, where you put your wheels and stuff like that. So we're heading, what it was called, Black Range, back in a northerly direction. Let you know how that goes. So we turned a little bit to the left, had a little break, and this is Crofts Track. We're heading sort of pretty well north on, and it looks like it's had some work done up here recently, which I'm a bit surprised. I don't really see much work done around on these Pyranees tracks usually. It's more of a good luck, you know, and there's some serious tracks that it's at a full drive. It's a pretty wide track. It's wider than ours, whatever it is. Some big truck or something's been up here. I reckon my tyres, the outside edge of my tyres on the inside edge of whatever that is that's left imprint there. But anyway, keep heading down here and see what happens. Here we are down the bottom of Crofts, and it looks like it hits, yeah, there'll be a sign somewhere. It says Glen Lofty Track. So we've got left or right. We're going to turn right, although left looks good, right looks good as well. It'll probably take us back up a hill. So looking at the map, by the looks of it, eventually, yeah, we'll get to a bit of a climb. Don't know how good or bad it's going to be, but it's one way to find it. Turn right into Dry Dam Track. It's signposted. It's not on my map. Actually, that's incorrect. It is on my map. Going straight isn't on my map. So when I say my map, we've got a number of different maps, and they always show different things, and a lot of tracks aren't there. A little bit steep. We're looking at the sky, so that's good. Let's get some footage of the vehicles coming up behind us. Never does it any justice anyway though, does it? So So we come up to the main brake track, went along a little bit, now we just dropped down Sanderson, which is right next to, there's another little track next to it, short track, and they both join up right where we are now, and there's a dam on the right. This one goes downhill, so we'll see what happens. There was something about Sanderson that rang a bell. I don't know what it is, I don't think I've been down it before. Maybe I've heard about it, read about it, but you can see, if you get a bit of view, you can see we've got a lot of view in the distance. This area here in the Pyranees is very small, but it's enough to obviously fill in a few days of entertainment over the tracks. That's why we sort of just pop down every few years. Probably should make a once a year trip because I do like the place. My sort of territory I like, just like this, steep, rocky, loose, washed out, technical, and not muddy. So there's not much car washing to do. Give it a hose off when you get home, and if you've got the correct underbody protection and you pick the right line, you should be able to get out without any damage, but of course that's not guaranteed. We'll continue down and hopefully there's something a bit more exciting going on at some stage. Alright, we should have some action sooner or later. We've come down, we've headed along clear patch track which would take us, that'd be sort of east, and we'll probably be turning right onto a track that's probably called Jackson Track, that probably gets steep towards the end before we hit the main road back up the top again. So let's see if everything goes to plan. We've got a little track on the right here. I'm guessing it probably cuts across to the one we want to get to, but I'm just going to stay on the main road because that's more of a guaranteed way to get places, because every now and then you turn and go, oh yeah, we'll go up there, and that'll, whoa, bit of a roo, anyway, more roos, there they go. No shortage of roos down here. Alright, here we go. It says Farnsworth track to the left and Jackson track to the right. That's where we're turning right. Fingers crossed this is the action. Well, this is always a good sign of a washed out track, that near the start of where it starts to go up, you've got a good washout here. Okay, well this is looking a bit washed out, just a little bit further up the track as suspected. We've got quite a big washout in the middle of the track here, and our choices are not much. It's put your locker on and go straight over it. I don't know, we haven't even got to the hills yet, and I don't think we've got a vehicle with a Hilux with traction control. Just not sure how it's going to go. I'm not sure how we're going to go. Let me just put the wheel in. I just really don't know. I've got to look at this a bit longer. Actually, let me take a look at it. Alright, what we're going to do, I'm going to go, we're in second start, second low range. I'm not going to put the locker on. I'm just going to try and go slowly up this right side. Bit of a crawly jog. So I'm already, that's already not happening. This is the problem when you haven't got traction control. You've got to learn how to drive. I'm going to go a little bit more to the right. We're flex. I've got wheels off the ground, so that's never going to. This is why a locker, I just can't be bothered actually. So the locker just transforms the vehicle, because what I want to do is just crawl it up gently and slowly like this. We're going to get some wheels back on the ground at that side in a moment. Now we're sort of halfway, but this is where it wants to go to the left and end up in a hole. Yeah, it took a bit of concentration, that one, trying to, you got to think your way through it, don't you? Alright, the action has begun. This could be an action track. Sometimes you just got to stick around and listen to the places not to bother going if you want action. Eventually we get there. Piece of cake, mate. Potato cake. I see Prados, mate. Straight over it. Beautiful. Here comes the Hilux. Now this is a 14 Hilux. This is going to be a good little test to see. Nice, beautifully done. Oh yes. Can't wait to get the Hilux out on the tracks, because if that one can do it, ours should behave like that or even better, with a nice light alloy tray on the back. But then again, it could be too light and be spinning heaps of wheels. There'll be heaps of action. All right, fourth and final. Here we go. Bit of a wheel in the air. try that without the BFGs. Oh look, there's a chicken track there. We sort of just noticed that before, but didn't matter because this is what we're here for. Able to do some washout here with the old 120. We want to spin a wheel. I mean, you can fly over it and miss that part where the wheel was going to spin, so it nearly spun a bit there. I sort of picked a line that was a bit better than last time. Didn't do too well on the last one. And like I said, I'm lazy now. I learned how to drive years ago. I can do it if I have to, but I can't be bothered. If I back it up and don't really make too many changes and it doesn't work, and I just flick the switch, mate. It's really, I'm really just demonstrating. I should get commission on bloody front air lockers, shouldn't I? Because it absolutely, look, I'm not going to talk about all vehicles, but in the Prados, and it would be the same in Hiluxes and many other vehicles, the front locker absolutely transforms the vehicle, if you haven't seen that already from watching our videos. And I don't need to sell you a front locker, it's none of my business. I'm just telling you what works, because that's how we roll. Bloody fantastic effort, that Hilux. I'm impressed. It's like a Impreza. And here comes the last one. He's just cruising up. We're on the easy bit now, but yeah. Didn't get back down in time for the action, but this is an action track towards the end, whatever I said the name of it was. Better get running back up here now. Have a look on the end of that log there. Can you see it right in the middle? A day walker, massive huntsman. Anyway, he's gone still. Yeah, Jackson went all right. A few fun parts here and there. Didn't probably capture it as well as we could have, but maybe next time. Now that we know what's there, when we get up to that section, back on a main brake. When we got to the top, we went left, and it just joins on here. And get up to the next one. All right, so we made a bit of a lefty, righty, tighty, whatever. It doesn't really matter where we went. It said number 2 Creek track. Now we're turning left on Old Bluff track, okay? We're going down Old Bluff track. Alright, this is one of the sections that goes down a bit. We're in, I don't know, or it must be a K in. How far since we turned, Mitch? What do you reckon? K? Something like a K, maybe further. I'm just trying to remember all this from years ago. This is definitely a steep bit, but it's certainly not rough. My memory of it, somewhere probably a bit further down, it splits off, and there's a couple of different, there's 3 different options. I'll dodge that rock. We're going to get the little one. That was it. The big one. It's very steep. It probably looks flat in the video, but we're you know, on the handles with a forward lean, on the brakes a little bit lower range first. We'll get down and see if there's a bit of action further down. Anyway, unless I missed something. Maybe there's a steeper section, but I think that was the steepest. It looks like it's been graded. It just looks completely different to before. And we can't even see, yeah, I don't know, to me, yeah, I don't know. Or I'm not to that spot yet that I was thinking of, but there's a few cars waiting here. This could mean action. So we've just driven down that section. That was no problem, steep, but recently graded. And I think the main or easiest track goes over that way. There's the harder one goes this way, but this is the sort of middle ground that most people want to go on, and I reckon these 3 guys are parked so they can go for a walk and have a look before they commit, which could be wise, especially after the amount of the rain some areas have had in recent times, making the tracks worse. But it is fairly rocky, so I reckon you could get down it no dramas. We're waiting anyway, so we may as well go and have a look. So this is the old section. It hasn't been graded. The harder track is over there on that side there. Still waiting to see someone go up or down there. This is the middle one. You see it's quite rough. They're having a bit of trouble getting vehicles down the hill by the looks of it, so might not be the best idea to come up at the moment, but we'll have a look at it, eh? So this is the middle section of Old Bluff. And you got, it's already steep and rough here, and you've got a massive rock step there that goes up about 2 foot. This is definite winch material. Nobody's driving up there. You'd be lucky if you even got to that rock step. On the right there, you might have a hope going up that side, but it's really rough terrain to even get to it. You could probably get over that with lockers and good traction and low pressures. Up here, it's all quite a lot of rock steps all the way, but I'd say this part's not the worst of it. Tell you what, keen to give it a crack. But don't worry, if you don't like the look of that track, there is a side track to the north side. So, you know, whether you want to say left or right, depends, you know, if you go right from the bottom or left from the top. It's just a dirt road going down around the side from Emery. So we're just cruising down there. We're going to take a bit more of a look from the bottom. And one of our craziest guys, who happens to be on the 33s, he is keen as mustard to go down. I'm not going to try and talk him into it. He doesn't need any of that. What he needs is try and talk him out of it, but I don't want to spoil the fun either, because he'll go home wishing that he just drove up or down the track, if you know what I mean. So we've got more cars here. Here we go. This is what I thought was going to happen. So anyway, I'll sort this out and get past them. Bottom of the track. This is all pretty typical. Just looking at it from the bottom. So this is the old on the left side there. Nobody's really going up or down there. You can keep talking about it and keep dreaming. Just means you haven't been down here for 10 years. And there was another track here that was perfectly drivable a number of times over the last 10 years, but it's looking pretty messy now. So we're going to get on foot here and have a bit of a look around and see if there's a way to drive down it safely. All right, so we're about past halfway down. He's going to get the car. He's going to come back up the easy way, and he's going to drive back down over all this business in the Prado. That would be a Prado whisperer to do that and get down here without having a little wetness or something in the undies. Here he comes. 2012 150 Prado, altitude 285 70/17s. Would have all the necessary underbody protection, although I think it might need more than what it's got for this track. Let's just see how he goes. He loves it. Wonder how the technology would go assisting on a track like this. Just take your foot off the brake and let it go. He's trying to, yeah, no, he's got a good line actually. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. Minimal guidance here. Oh, look at that back, just wants to really step up, doesn't it? Yeah, we'll get ready to run, don't you worry. Everything's starting to level out a bit now. Don't worry about those little rocks there. You got to get your vehicle in the big picture on the track where you want to be. This is the rock step area. Just take it nice and slow, mate. Whatever you do, look at that bit of wheel in the air. Beautiful. Take it nice and slow, mate. As much as you can will be expected to. Let's see if I can follow him down, eh? Why? Look at that, huh? That's 33s for you. The control arms flexing on the rubber bushes. With bigger tyres. A whole heap of pressure pushing backwards on that front tyre, pushing it into the mud flat. You got two wheels in the air. That's it, nice and slow, point it straight. I've never seen you shitting your pants so much. Oops, I just swore in the video, but look kids, sorry about that. But I'm telling you, this is heavy duty stuff. You want action, you want 24/7. You can't do this stuff 24/7. Now you need a rear bar, that's what you wanted. Any excuse? No, that'll refit up nicely. Don't listen to me, mate, look where you're driving. Nicely done. Let's see if we can get down the hill. Nice line. A little bit more to your right, I reckon. No, right. Doesn't matter now anyway. You're going straight down the hill. That's what we said, worst case scenario. One side, that's it. A little bit to your left now. You're right on the edge of it. Beautiful. That's it. Look at that. No wheels. Well, who needs wheels, mate? Whatever. 2 wheels. Right hand down a little bit, mate. Beautiful. Just straight down like that. Beautiful. Beautifully driven. He might be the smallest Prado driver, but he's got the biggest nads. That's it. That right tyre on top of that ridge, and the left one's just going to do whatever it's going to do. It's just whatever it is. Chuff, chuff. Chuff that diesel down the hill. With most of the wheels in the air most of the way. Job complete. Alright, now you just got to get back up. That won't be happening, will it? No. Nah. You'd be there winching for a while. Nicely done. Alright, round of applause everyone for the 2012 150 Prado Altitude. Alright, who's next?
No
Anybody else? Everyone's silent? Okay. A few battle scars, small repair job, picks up the plastic layer, careful it's rubbing on the exhaust. A few little, that just means the vehicle's being used. Beautiful. Okay, so we got down the bottom of Bluff track, some of us a bunch of chickens, and one of the guys, yeah, he really loves the rough stuff and he's always looking something next level, and that was it, that was next level. Gave him exactly what he wanted, I believe. We had a good look at it first, had a plan B's and C's and all that sort of thing. So don't try that yourself because it is quite dangerous if you're inexperienced and you don't have your plans in place. Now we're heading up Fraser track. It'll probably be the final track for the day, but from memory, I don't have a very good memory of it. So no, it could be one of the ones that's really rough towards as you get up there. So maybe not, we'll see what happens, I'm not sure, but this will be our final bit of action for the day and we'll call it a day, so fingers crossed, and it might get even better. From memory, this one, Fraser, it's like Bluff's brother or sister, right? Because it runs right alongside up and down the same mountain really, so it is very steep. That's what we're going over at the moment. The tracks are in fairly good condition. They've had some equipment out here at some stage doing some grading and repair work. A little bit of bouncing, a little bit of wheel spinning, you know, a little bit rough there, but not too bad. The tracks are in good condition. So at this stage, Fraser, look, Bluff's in good condition. You can drive up and down Bluff, no problem. Those 2 little side bits, they're options. What's really good about it is they haven't got rid of them. So they're there as options. They're not the main track. The main track is perfectly drivable, although it is narrow, so if you get, it's a popular track. So if you get, right when we were there was a lot of vehicles. There was vehicles in front of us on the track, the vehicles in front of us waiting to go down. There was vehicles coming up from the bottom. There was vehicles down the bottom. There was vehicles everywhere. So very busy track, and that a lot of it's narrow where it is difficult to get cars past, but nothing new about that. As you can see, going up Fraser, we're looking at the sky, but it's pretty good. And further up the track from memory may be a spot where it gets more tricky, so it's just getting steeper as we go. As I'm speaking to you, I'm looking at the map also, looking where I'm driving, looking at this, looking at that, looking at everything, right? So right now we've just come up a little steep section, and I believe it's going to flatten out a bit for a while, so we'll cut this bit out because it's going to get boring. But there's one pinch there that's steeper than what we just went up, that from memory, if I've got any sort of memory of it, is quite rough and rocky. Right, we're at the top of Fraser track, hitting main brake. We're going to hang a lefty, head back towards our camp. We're camped at, Mitch, what's the name of the place? Where we camped, do you remember? Oh, you're on the spot now, mate. What did I ask you? Because I'm forgetting. Glen something, what's it called? What's it called? Glenpatrick. Back to Glenpatrick camp. There's an old guy there, his name's Col, he looks after the area. You got to book in with him. I'll put the phone number for Col in the description for those people that waited till the end. I hope you enjoyed it. That's a day in the Pyranees Ranges. That's a Saturday in the Pyranees Ranges. Might be a little bit more action there another day or another trip, so if you liked it, subscribe, turn the bell on so you don't miss the next one. And if you liked it, smash that like button so we know what we're doing right. Thanks guys, have a good one. So we better add this one on. I punched Glenpatrick into Google Maps since we had phone service. And this is the way Google Maps has taken me back to Glenpatrick. It's North Glenpatrick track from memory, was it good? Yeah, North Glenpatrick track. So yeah, nice little pinch of steepness and roughness just as we come back towards camp sort of thing. So sometimes it's worth practicing some of those rougher tracks. So when you find yourself on a trip somewhere and you're touring and you go, oh, well, that's nothing, mate. We do that all the time, mate. We practice this stuff. So when the real life situation comes along, bada bing, there you are. Anyway, we're sliding down this track a little bit. It's good. I reckon everyone's probably having a bit of a concentration time. So yeah, there was a little bit more I had to add on the end, but bada bing. Like I said, hope you liked it. Alright, we've got some action here. We just stopped because there was an 80 series with all sorts of wheels in the air. And it was getting spotted down, and we might have the same, so we're expecting some wheels, some action. Could be some of the biggest action you've had, Mitch. So there could be some bang and crunch here. There's a big hole in the middle of the track. We're just going to try and take it slow. The back's going to come up and we're going to keep it straight and everything will be sweet. So there it is. There you go. That's the one we're talking about. Some serious, you can even hear the boys behind us, some serious four-wheel drive. And how was that, mate? Get the blood pumping. He's still smiling, it's all good. So not what we had planned, thanks Google Maps, but it's all good, we're coming down. All right, I've just run up the hill from a fair bit of room. Just keep it straight, mate. It's a massive rock step there. And he had his car in the air before he even got to there. Slow. It's about to lift up now. He's going to pack himself a bit. There he is. Whoa. That is a gnarly bit of track right there. I'll tell you right now. Ho ho! I'll tell you. Mate, unbelievable. Keep on the brakes, keep it straight, slow as you possibly can. That's it, slow, ease it real slow. Now it's going to go, that's it, beautiful. The Hilux did it nicely. That's it. Was that crazy or what? We give him a good talking to make sure he keeps it straight. Nice and slow, that's the way. Beautiful, crazy stuff. Absolutely crazy stuff. All right, you know, can you believe it? We get towards the end of the day and we just, oh, you know, we're not far. We're 10 minutes from base and we put in Google Maps, take us the easiest way. The wheels in the air, look at that. You're on 3 wheels, mate. Look at that. Bloody beautiful. Whatever you do, just go, see, you're just skidding, mate. There's just, this is steep, it's slippery, it's awesome. Just keep skidding your way down there. Slow as possible though. If you can go slower, that's better. And keep it pointing straight down the hills, all you got to do. The back is not going to go over the front, even though it feels like it is. It might even look like it's about to, like that. See that? It ain't going to happen. Now, if it gets worse than that, that's where at the right time you need to let the brake off a little bit so that it doesn't. But in this circumstances right here, keep it straight, and that is Action City. That's why you wait till the end. Sit tight and I'll give you Col's phone number so you can book the campsite. Make sure you got plenty of driving experience before you come up to the Pyranees ranges. Here it is. Beautiful. And pick it up. Beautiful. Yeah, the K-on bottle opener. Awesome. Pick it up. Beautiful.